All right, everyone, welcome back. Looks like we're at a transition here. We've got one more interview for you guys today before we just turn it back over to the riders for the rest of the night. Up next, we have a former RAM assistant crew chief, someone very familiar with the race, and I'm sure a lot of memories are coming back for him as he watches. Please join me welcoming DJ Weaver. DJ, welcome to the stream.
Christian, hey man, what's up? It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to see
Even
you.
I had to break out one of my RAAM
Oh,
hats just for the occasion,
classic.
so I
Supporting it.
wanted to be in uniform. So
Got the merch. You're still. I mean, once a assistant crew chief, always an assistant crew chief. That's what
that's
Brad's
right.
that's what Brad's always said. Well,
That's
happy
right.
Tuesday, DJ. Thanks for joining us here. Real quick before we jump into the questions, as you're kind of watching along, we had Nate on earlier, and then we had Kevin on yesterday. As you're seeing the inside of the van, you're seeing the road. Like what's coming up? Are there any memories? Maybe any like PTSD happening or?
Yeah, I miss where Alex has been sitting. That's where I sat pretty much the
That's
whole
right.
time. So
That's right.
so I missed that seat. No, I felt like I've been watching obviously all week. Watching the start, that was really neat. It was surreal, kind of, just a lot of emotions thinking back and, knowing a little bit of what everyone's getting into. And then, yeah, just seeing, different spots. I was watching with my daughter, Sophia, this morning,
Oh, nice.
and it's like, oh, I remember climbing those Rockies.
Yeah.
I've done it twice. So once was day shift, once was night shift. And so, it's like, well, I think that was, 2 times ago. I don't remember seeing that because it was in the middle of the night the last time. But yeah, definitely a lot of all good memories. Definitely blessed to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, they were so blessed to have you. For DJ, for those who might not know you, could you tell us a little about yourself, your connection to Zoe, and how you first became involved in the race across America?
Yeah, so Randy, who's riding, I actually, believe it or not, grew up playing baseball with Randy's son Kyle. He and I were the same
No
age,
way.
and so I knew Randy, on and off a little bit through some church stuff, but through playing baseball with the Suns. And then when I got married, it turned out my wife's family and Randy's family, and actually Bill, who's driving, and another family we're all family friends. So I actually got to know Randy much better after getting married and our family spending time together. So I was first introduced to Zoe though by Nate, who like you said was on earlier. He and I go to church together. Knowing Randy fairly well back in 2019, I saw he was doing this Zoe RAAM thing. I didn't know what it was. Followed it a little bit more closely in 21, or pretty closely in 21, because Nate was riding and we were good friends. So watching Randy and Nate. And then after 2021, Nate introduced me to Brad and asked if, they
It
were
was all over.
trying to ask if I would join.
Once Brad is in the picture, it seems like that's what it takes, and then
Yeah,
it's all over.
yeah. So I remember having breakfast with Brad and Nate, and Brad was like, "It's so fun, you should come." These riders though, they're a bunch of needy. You just gotta take care of them. And I
Yeah.
looked at Nate and said, "Sounds like I don't want to come. I'm just gonna have to take care of you all the time." But no, it was an easy ask, and Emily, my wife, was on board right away.
Wow.
And I feel like what really made it hit home though was between 2022 and 2023 when we went. Kevin Quinner, who was one of the riders, detective, he actually arrested someone who lived right in our neighborhood, and part of one of Zoe's
Wow.
stings.
No
And
way.
so this was somebody I had known fairly well, and had interacted with me and my wife and our children. And so
Oh.
I had already agreed to go on the trip, but when that all sort of happened, it just really made it very real. I mean, this is happening all around us and so close to home.
Wow.
So yeah, that was that. If I wasn't on board before, I sort of
Yeah.
was then, just to see the work Zoe was doing. So I jumped on board, and then went on the race in 23 and 25.
Man, I did not know that, DJ. I was going to ask you, you kind of stuff like, oh, what were some of the things that motivated you to join? It sounds like it was a whole plethora of things. Like, just this was
Yeah,
just a working from all angles of your life of like, hey, this is something
absolutely.
to be a part of.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, incredible. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the kind of behind the scenes of RAM. So, a
hmm
lot of the people as they're watching, this year we with the stream, we're getting to see a lot of the crew, and
yeah,
we have the rider cam that's on a lot of times. We can see them. Can you talk a little bit to your role? Like, what was it like to be a crew chief or an assistant crew chief on this?
yeah.
What was your role? Why was it important to the success of the race? And kind of what was the kind of day to day like? And you were on night shift most recently, or were you on day shift?
Yeah, so 2025, I was night shift.
Night shift.
2023, I was day shift. So both times, so in 25, I was the assistant crew chief, but both times my main job was what we called like the van leader. And so so we were obviously eight man team. This is 2-man team, so a little different. But each of there was 2 teams of 4 within the 8-man. So each team of 4 had a van leader, which was
Mm,
me, and then a team leader. So that was Nate for like the rider. So Nate and I were sort of in charge of making a lot of the calls. But my main role, like if you guys are watching the stream now, you're hearing a lot of talk with between the guys, Bill, Alex, and Randy there about okay, well, and the riders too. They weigh a lot in, but how long we're going to leave a guy out for 5 miles, an hour, 2 hours. We were always anywhere from 3 miles to 6 miles, really, usually depending on the terrain. So before I put out a new rider, we'd always look at the map. Hey guys, here's your turns, here's your elevation. Which bike do you want?
mm,
Making
mm.
sure that they knew. Hey, we got to go get gas, so we're gonna drop you. We're gonna disappear, so you might be out here a little bit longer. So really, very much logistics, and then I'd be working with the driver, and we would have a mechanic too, and so we would be trying to identify the spot along the road to where we could pull off
Mhm.
to make the shift. And so doing it, 4 times every hour, you don't have a ton of wiggle room sometimes. So it'd be like, hit the brakes, we gotta stop. So our driver he really liked when we did that. Um, but so yeah, trying to find a place to stop with enough space to keep the guys to
Mm,
do the exchange safely. Also try and keep the momentum up between riders, and
mhm,
then from there, the finishing, we'd get the new rider. You get all the lights on, make sure everything's the phone, the computers, the lights that they're all attached and working,
mm.
and then you would send him off, and then we would collect the finishing rider, get the bike back on the van, grab off all the lights. We would rush in, everyone would jump in the van, and we'd take off because we had to race,
Mm.
out ahead of them and have enough time to get everything set up. So much more
Wow.
fast paced, and so my job was just to keep all that running. So
Man, what's so much to juggle, and it's also it's incredible to hear because no one sees all like when you're just watching, you're thinking about it, you're following along on social media, like you don't see all of those things. You don't quite get the good picture of every moving part and what people are doing to make sure that this is a race. Like it's a race across America, and like this is not just a casual
yeah,
stroll across America, right? Like there
yeah,
is, like you said, there's time crunch, there's quick snap
yeah,
decisions you have to make.
yeah.
So it's yeah, it's just
it's
painting
it's
that
cool
picture.
this year. Last time I felt like we gave a much better picture of the race, like with what was happening in the crew van, we'll call it.
Mm,
The follow van, always had fairly good coverage, but we had that dedicated cycle cam and things like that. But
yeah,
we were just calling in on our phones last year, you remember.
yeah, yeah.
And so like I feel like people got a glimpse, but with having the dedicated camera in the rest van, it's pretty, and hearing them being able to talk back and forth,
Is that great? I love
that would
so
have been
cool.
so nice. We're trying to like text and there's no service, or radio, and hey, what? Yeah, so that's
It,
yeah, definitely
Ma-
good improvement.
Matthew hooked it up this year, and
Oh
it
yeah,
is
Matthew,
such an
always.
amazing system that he got built. So
Yeah,
it's so cool to watch it work, and like you said, watching the rest of the follow van get to like live chat back and forth with each other is
that's
pretty
that's
cool.
that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, so DJ, what are something that you would think most people watching would be surprised to learn about, like what happens behind the scenes during RAM? or maybe it's
Yeah,
maybe it's something you just shared already.
yeah, no, no. I was trying to think when I read that question. It's hard because there's so many things that I think just happen naturally.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's a couple of things that come to mind is there's just like funny stuff, especially night shift. Guys are getting tired. So one of our riders last year, I always joked, Rodney Garber, and he was last year was his first time
Oh, that's right.
um, doing RAAM, but he's lots of energy, kept us lively, and he'd come back from be like 2 a.m. And he might come in and he's amped up and loud, and then 30 seconds later you like look back and he's like passed
Just
out
asleep.
sleeping, and
Yeah.
it's like, and then the next time they're just fired up. So it's amazing how from pool to pool to pool,
Mm.
hour to hour, they it shifts. It's pretty monotonous. Seeing the first light of day on night
Mm.
shifts, like that's always cool. Um,
Mm.
Watching the race on the East Coast, if I'm getting up at 6 or 7 and putting it on, it's still dark, but like you can start to see in the sky that light, and so
Mm.
that's hit me a couple times where, I remember that feeling of like there's that hope, like hey, the new day's here, and so that was always a boost to the guys. And there's always just like cool surprises that happened. I remember in Missouri, it's pouring down rain, giant thunderstorm, lightning everywhere, and there's
Yeah.
like 10 people in a truck stop with like ZOE signs.
Yeah,
No one knew
that's
who they
right.
were. They just like picked us up and they cheered us on, and that
Mm.
was cool. In Maryland, somebody knew we were coming, and so we got to stop, and they had made fresh homemade donuts in their bake shop, and
No way. I
like
did
that
not
was
remember
another
that.
one that just lifts you up. So there's all these
Mm.
unexpected blessings from the Lord that just sustain you. Um, the guys are. I mean, there's like the van. Another thing, the van by the end, smells awful.
It smells
Um,
great.
yeah, it's. I feel bad for the rental companies, but just like some of those real world things, people are watching, and it looks like it's such a production, but there's a lot of times where
Mm.
it's just, we're just trying to figure it out as we go. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we had, like trying to find spots to pull off. I think this was Missouri as well, or Indiana, but pulled off in the middle of the woods somewhere in some guy's cabin, and it's 3 a.m. We're trying to be quiet, and within like 30 seconds of pulling in and backing out, this guy's like on his porch with his lights on, and he, it's like, hey, we're doing a bike race. It's like, oh yeah, no problem. Whatever you need. It's like
This-
just crazy stuff. He comes out and hangs out for a few minutes, and
wow.
just cool stuff like that.
Very human moments you get to have with
Absolutely,
people.
yeah,
That's amazing. I feel like there could just be, I know we had the documentary a couple years ago, Fall Along,
yeah,
with mainly focusing on the riders. So I mean, you could just have like a whole show of just like the crew, like just what happens. Like, it's like a reality show of just like follow the
yeah,
crew race across
yeah,
America.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
me and Steven, he was our mechanic, and
mhm.
in the middle of the night on some of those longer pools, like there's only so much you can do, and so it's a little chilly at night. So we're finding like where's the warmest spot to stand next to the van that we can still see. So like we're huddled around the tailpipe or next to the engine or something, just to stay
Making
warm.
it
Just
work.
things like that. Yeah, just roll
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, it's so, it's, I love, thank you for sharing it, because it's good for people to understand and kind of get a picture of what these guys are going through out there right now. And again, all of you guys, you volunteer this, like you volunteer your time to do this. Like no one's getting paid to do this. Like this is just like taking vacation time off of work, and getting in a van and going across the country to raise awareness for this. Is just, it's really cool and incredible to see what you guys have done and what these guys are doing now. And
Yeah,
well, DJ, looking back at maybe just 2025, what
sure.
was like the biggest challenge that you feel like you faced that year?
I think there was just a few days that's like from a challenges standpoint. Uh, we go to a church here in Lidditz, Nate and I, and we always joke with our pastor. He's from Kansas,
Oh,
and every time we've done RAAM,
Kansas.
he tells us every time we go, like, oh man, Kansas, the winds are always going west to east, and it's like, uh, you know, Kansas was tough last
Mm,
year. So we're praying that it won't be the case this year.
They're just about
That
to, I think they're just about to
maybe
hit it.
finally our pastor will be right, and we'll have the tailwinds in Kansas.
Yeah.
But it was tough. You know, headwinds.
Mm,
Colorado was great. Like we were cruising, and just I mean, it was like flipped on a switch, and you know, so we were getting blasted by headwinds and side winds and dust storms and
mm.
cattle trucks. You know, like no space on the road
Oh,
to ride. That was a stressful one. But just knowing that you know the Lord is protecting us.
mm,
Obviously, you don't want to be stupid. Like you've got to be a good steward and be safe. Like that's the thing for me as the van leader. Like when the guys are out there,
yeah,
like I'm feeling that
sure.
differently than they are, but we're both feeling it very different. There's a stress and a responsibility that comes with that. So
Yeah.
we're putting in theory putting ourselves in danger. We you know have families and people that are relying on us, and so it's just continually walking with the Lord in that. Some thunderstorms, some rain we had. Well, we yeah, we had a van fire. Remember the van fire,
Yeah.
Christian? We hadn't even ridden yet,
No.
uh, and we're on the bus and somewhere in like Borrego Springs or I was the next town, but I'm trying to sleep, and all of a sudden someone comes in and be like, "If you're awake, the
It's
van's
on
on
fire.
fire." Like what?
It's crazy. And
And
then an elk, and then like it's
yeah, and
just
the
like
elk,
yeah,
we had the elk, but it was wild. But
yeah,
it just felt like, especially early on, the devil. And somebody had commented about this earlier. Like the devil's always trying to,
yeah,
you know, he doesn't like this. Like this makes him angry,
yeah.
and so he's going to do what he can to try and derail it. So,
Mm,
um, yeah. So seeing him come through in those challenges, I think is one of the coolest things about RAM. The experience
mm.
of being on it.
Yeah, yeah, just how God guides you guys and protects you guys through it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
how did serving on RAM, and even as you know, as you watch it again, you're reminded of that journey. Like,
Mhm.
how did that time deepen your understanding of like Zoe's mission and
Yeah.
the impact this race makes possible?
Yeah, you had said it earlier, you know, all these guys, they're sacrificing. I mean, me as crew, I basically gave up, you know, 10 days. The riders, you know, they train for a year.
Mm,
And so you think about the sacrifice of the time that these guys are putting into it to prepare and to do it is like that means something. Like it shows the how passionate people are about Zoe, and I think it is
mm,
truly because the mission is to rescue these kids,
mm,
to restore them, and to like see the gospel spread. And so, you know, I'm a dad. I have 4 kids that are, you know, 9, 7, 6. Well, they're almost 7 and 6, and then I have an 8-month old.
mm,
And you know, I look at them, and a lot of times, you know, it's easy to picture, or not easy, but like it's I can look at them and I can picture with my girls and my son, like they're safe,
mm.
but there's so many kids out there that are not. And so if we can do this and just keep a few kids from being caught up in it to rescue some and to see the mission grow and expand like we have, you know, it's so worth it
Mm.
because it is changing lives. It is making a difference. So, um, yeah, just continue, even though I'm not there, like yeah, just love Zoe, love the mission, and am thankful to be able to support it.
Yeah, wow. Well, thank you for your support. And kind of speaking of that, you know, you at Bombergers, you guys have seen the importance of people coming together around the shared mission, and you guys have
Yeah,
faithfully supported RAM over the years. And this year, you have another one of your team members, Bill,
yeah,
who's serving on the crew.
yeah. He's right there,
He's right there.
driving the van.
So, what does it mean to see that this kind of culture of service and generosity is reflected both within your company and through its
Yeah,
supported missions?
yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be part of a legacy of, you know, this isn't something that I came up with, but the family business has been around a long time and has always been, you know, these are the values and things that we've had for so long, and so I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
Mm,
You know, we like to support organizations like Zoe who are protecting children, adoption, things like that are things we're passionate about and look to support. And so ZOE falls right in line with that. And just, it's not about us. Like, we're here for a time, and if we can get other people into the kingdom through that, that's what we're happy to do. And it's awesome to see Bill doing it. He's known Randy forever, which is great. And Bill's worked for the store for many, many years. And, it's really neat to, even though, I'm not there, it's awesome that Bombergers is represented again. And I feel like we're blessed to be a part of it. We're in Lancaster County. And so Brad's always texting me, hey, be praying, like we got a sting. There's a few times where they've done stings right in our hometown here, a few miles from where I work. And, so the fact that it's happening so close to home, we want to support organizations that are making a difference in the community that we live in, as well as around the world. So Zoe's a great one to do that.
Oh, that's awesome, DJ. Thank you for your generosity. And again, not just financially, but also just through prayer and literally giving your own time and your employees' time to this cause and this mission. I know it means the world to them. As we kind of wrap up, DJ, and as this team continues on the race, and they've got probably about 4 more days to go, how can our viewers be praying for the riders and the crew and the mission?
Yeah, I think, there any way that you can be praying is appreciated. Like, even if you don't know specifically, or it's like you hear something like, oh man, like Brad or Randy, like, oh, I'm really struggling or tired. Like, just pray, like, Lord, I don't know what they need right now, but just strengthen them. I never rode, but like we loved the chat interaction. I've heard that multiple times. Texting, just things like that. But I think praying for safety, praying for endurance and stamina. You think, like, from a mental standpoint, I remember it is real, like, these are the tough days here. Yeah. Some of that high of the start has worn off, and you're not quite at the when Nate was on, you used throughout the line, the horse smells the barn or whatever, right? And you get that extra boost. So they're not time. Yeah, this is that in between time, and it's tough. And so so just prayers for endurance and strength. And hey, let's pray for tailwinds. Let's pray for cooler temps and no rain. Let's ask for it and watch God work. So.
Amen. All right. Well, you heard DJ be lifting those things up in prayer. Well, DJ, I know you wanted to talk to the rest fans, so I'm just going to give my little thank you, everyone, for watching. If you want to learn more, scan the QR code you're going to see up on your screen shortly. You can support the riders, support the crew, what they're doing. They just passed $180,000 raised. Their goal is $250,000. So if you know someone who you think would be passionate about this, or even if you know someone who you're not sure, send this to them. Tell them what's going on. Tell them about the mission that these guys are riding for, and let's try to get them to hit that goal of $250,000. We will see you all tomorrow for some more interviews. And DJ, I'll let you talk to the rest, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it.
Of course. See you later.
See ya. Hey, guys. Can you hear me? Bill, Alex, Randy?
It's not showing on the dash that it's open. But it's not shut right now. You guys want water? I have some here.
Hey, Bill and Alex and Randy, do you guys hear me? Am I coming through?
I just texted Alex. They might have the stream turned down. So let me see if I can.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see if I can get them to turn it back on.
They didn't want to hear me talk.
I don't know. Let's see.
It's not a big deal.
No. This is the beauty of having it.
It is sweet.
I'll pull it over.
There he goes. Alex.
I'm going to pull over a little bit.
Alex, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize you were trying to talk to us.
No, you're good. Man, DJ wants to say what's up.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, DJ?
Good. Dude, this video thing that you can talk to the follow van is like, that's awesome. That's a game changer.
It really is. Next year when you're using it, you'll really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember like you're trying to text them or radio them or whatever. I mean, and it never worked. So that's pretty sweet.
Yep. And now we got Wi-Fi on both of them, so we always have service too.
Yeah, that's huge. So what are you guys Mountain Time? Are you 2 hours? Is it 5:50?
We're about to switch somewhere in here, but yeah, right now it's 5:50.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in 10 miles it'll be 6:50.
Okay. Oh, nice. So you're almost up into Central. So, did I hear you have headwinds today?
Yeah, it's been a little brutal here recently. It just picked up pretty bad again. So they're battling it out. We're going to try and do some 2-hour pulls here.
Yeah.
To give them to rest for maybe an hour or something.
Yeah.
They're tired.
Yeah. Well, they haven't really slept, I heard, right? Only an hour or two, maybe?
Yeah, not really. I would say the longest pulls they've done so far is 90 minutes. They each did one of those last night, and it about burned them up. They were in the Rockies, so
yeah,
we're really hoping to get them some more sleep here.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost in Kansas. You'll hit Kansas, this evening sometime?
Yeah, probably within an hour or so we'll hit Kansas.
Yeah.
8 miles, never mind. So a little.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're almost there.
Yeah.
Well, at least you'll do the cattle. Hopefully you'll do the cattle trucks overnight then and have less of that to deal with.
Yeah, we're hoping. I just talked to Matthew Fisher a little while ago, and the wind's supposed to shift in our favor at some point tonight. So
okay, that's good.
We're hoping we can rest them up a little bit before then, and then we can really start rolling once the wind comes to us.
Okay, I'm at 4 here, so this. So just keep.
All right, we might need to jump off here for.
Yeah, who's in the van with you? Who's?
Rod, Randy Whitmer, and Bill are in here as well.
Well, yeah, no. Is Randy? Who's
out?
Yeah,
riding? Randy's in the back.
Is he sleeping?
Randy's in the back. That's out ride. Randy's stuffing a burger in his face right now.
Tell him to show me his face.
He's coming up.
Randy.
Hi.
Hey, brother.
He said, "Hey, brother."
My mouth is full.
Oh yeah, he's still eating that burger. 1 sec.
Are you enjoying the live stream?
Yeah, I was telling him I love the Wi-Fi on your van is great. That's huge.
Yeah, it's been great.
Oh, the follow van.
I heard you got a shower and a toilet today. That's exciting.
Yeah, it doesn't feel much like it anymore. Went right back out after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well.
Have you been able to sleep at all?
Not today. Last night I slept a few hours. Well,
on and off, sure.
We've been trying to get longer pulls in, but it hasn't been really working out the way we had planned.
Yeah.
So then right now we got some food at Walmart and stuff, and we're gonna kind of tank up and then each do a short pull here.
Okay.
Actually, I got to go out and do another short pull.
Okay.
And then Brad's gonna do a long one, like a 2-hour one.
Okay.
And I think I'll do I'm going to try to do a 2-hour one after that as well, so we can both get some downtime.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably, the other night we did a couple of them. We did a couple 90-minute or hour-long pulls, which gives you about a half hour to rest. So.
Yeah.
And then a couple cat naps during the day, but today I didn't get any. So.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. You look like you're riding strong. I'm sure the energy goes quick.
It does. Yeah, it's a different animal than the 8-man team. Boy,
Yeah, no
we're just
doubt.
trying to survive it.
Yeah.
Well, I got to jump out because he's
Yep.
coming.
I'll let you go. You're doing a good job. You too, Bill.
See ya.
Hey, Bill,
TJ.
you, Roy was, of all the times, Roy was watching you on the start day when you tripped and fell over.
Wait, what? Okay, I hear about that, I guess. Right? You have something to say about that.
I'm sure. I didn't see it though, so you're graceful in my eyes. So
Yeah, there was a curve. The blacktop rolled up, and I tried to walk backwards and hit that and went flying into the stones.
Have you guys been able to sleep? I'll let you go, but are you guys able to sleep on your off shifts?
Well, getting a couple hours a night.
That's good. Yeah, that keeps you going.
Yeah, and then I mean we're traveling in the RV in the evening, so that thing rattles like crazy. You sleep, but it's not great sleep.
Right. Yeah, it's not restful.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to shower up, so you get in and shower up, and that wakes you up. But yeah, it's good. It's been going good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the logistics are going well. So
yeah, today's been a struggle. I mean, these guys are hopping on and off, and it's changing all the time because of the headwinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's constant moving.
Yeah, you guys, you're doing a lot more shift changes than I think anybody was expecting. I mean, you're almost changing as often as we would have. I mean, you've had some longer stretches, but I mean, if you're going every
today we were leaving them out for 3 to 4 miles. That's it.
Yeah.
So constantly pulling them on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be doing well.
Yeah, they'll need some sleep, but it's almost like they're racing by them. It's almost like it's not that different than the single mentality where you just got to keep riding and grab a few minutes of sleep when you can here and there. But hopefully the weather cooperates.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that would be good.
Cool.
That would be good.
I'll let you guys go. You take care of your guys. So keep it up. We're watching and praying.
Okay, we'll do it.
Have fun, guys.
Hey.
Yep. See ya.
Talk to you later.
Yep. See you, Bill.
See ya.